Hello, folks, and welcome back to the J Talks Relationship Show. All right, it's the duo. All right, or the
Woo-hoo!
duo. All right.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Y'all know who we are. I guess they know who we are. Might have some new folks though. So just to introduce to the new folk, I'm Jay, and next side by side with me is Lady.
I'm Lady K.
That's right, Lady K.
All the way out here on the East Coast.
On the East Coast in D.C.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we have this good topic today, and like I said, it's just the two of us today. All right. So some folk have gone on vacation. All right. It's summertime, and folk get to going. All right, but this topic today, and we're so glad to bring it back alive by popular request. Is there really a need for a maintenance man or a maintenance woman?
Ooh. You said, is there a need for a maintenance man?
Is there
a maintenance woman?
Mm-hmm.
What we called a maintenance woman the last time?
The maid.
Side chick.
No, I called her the maid. I called her the maid.
You called her the
maid. Yeah, I called the clean up woman. She gonna come clean up whatever the other lady ain't gonna do.
But you know what though? It's like this. The reality of it is that the maintenance man does hold a special place in our, I don't want to say our society, but in our way of doing things. Well, first of all, Jay, for those who missed the show last year, because this is like a part 2 from our Firecracker month last year, the month of July. We talked initially about the maintenance man. We had to explain what the maintenance man is.
Right.
And a maintenance man is someone that you call or you contact strictly to fulfill a physical need. That's all they're there for. That's all you need from them. A little tightening up. And that's it. A little tightening up. And that's it. That's it. No emotional connection. No financial connection. They just there for that specific purpose, which is why Jay don't want to say the maid. But we classified the female side of that as a booty call, which is what it is. So Jay, when you want to talk about is maintenance man or the maintenance woman / booty call, not maid, still necessary, then for some people it is, because that's all they want. They don't want emotional connection. They don't want that, well, he's here to give me money or whatever. All they want is for him to come in, do what he do, get out.
And that's just likewise with the woman, with dealing with on the male part side. They just want to hook up with the maid for a booty call.
Why you gotta say it like that? I mean, it's like, you know that it's a booty call when he calling you at 2:00 in the morning. Okay, you go over there at night. And you leave, and it's still dark. What do you think that is?
Room service.
You are awful. Terrible. I mean, but you know what's bad? What's bad is that when men do it, there's like no negative connotation to it. You know what I'm saying? But when a woman does it, then she's like Jezebel. She's like the worst. She's the lowest. You know, but men do it all the time. And they've been doing it for a long time. You know, Betty Wright. I love me some Betty Wright. She sang about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was even a play. Can't call the guy's name. I think it was Tolliver, about the maintenance man. You know, and what he was doing. Was that a maintenance man or was that a pimp?
Well, or a gigolo.
Gigolo.
Yeah, could have been gigolo.
But you know, it's like, is that still necessary? I think for some people, honestly, that's all they want. That's it. They don't want that emotional connection. All they want is a physical connection for that moment. And that's it.
All right. Now, I guess there might be some kind of concern, and I pretty much agree with you. You know, as far as to make this man, make this woman booty call / maid. Anyway, I got to keep that in there. I just I just see well anyway. But
he getting a visual, everybody. Jay is a visual.
Well, you know,
a maid, little black, little white, you know, thing they wear, little hat, little dust feather.
Well, what you think the man? You know, they be getting the visual on the man. You know, come like they say, come with his tools, all ready to go to work, fixing plumbing. Or call,
right.
or call service.
On call.
That's what a maid is.
Terrible.
A maid is ready to jump into service when she calls.
You go jump into service. Okay, that's one way to look at it. Jump into service. Never looked at it like that before.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's unequal when it comes to the stigma that's attached to it. You know, from a male or from a female perspective, the stigma is totally different. It's like it's totally acceptable for a guy to do that, but if a woman does it, then it's a major issue. You know, she's looked really, really down upon, doing the same thing that guys do all the time.
Yeah, it really is a stigma on women, then a difference, and there's so many things that I guess society has and I guess a difference, and the psychology of people and how people react to things is very, I'm going to say, unfair. It is. It's seriously unfair.
It is.
You know, and I know when it comes to women, I say the difference in women and men, and it's ironic that you brought that up, since we never plan how we're going to talk. People, we don't plan our show. It's totally raw.
Totally off the cuff.
And it's ironic you brought that up because just 2 days ago I was in some discussions with a psychologist and professor of psychology rather, and one of the top things that came up, we eventually got to the maintenance woman's side, but we first started off with the conversation that dealing with the gay community and the gay lifestyle and the bi, and all that. And it kind of, we were looking at statistics, and statistics say that men, I know it's going to kind of sound like I'm a little off track from the topic, but it's not. Statistics tend to say that men.
Who?
Statistics.
Say that word again.
Statistics.
Say it one more time.
Statistics.
Okay.
All right. All right. Don't be messing with my accent. I'm a
Professionalism.
Oh yeah, I'm a little Southern boy. I got a little country accent. I got a
little country.
A little country.
But go ahead.
I'm trying to make it in this society, but see, you ain't got Sister Soldier here to help you back that one up. But but statistics tend to say that men, that 85%, approximately 85% of men do not have a problem seeing two women together. Yes. And regardless of how they feel about the gay lifestyle, but then when it comes to, of course, males, and you can only count the heterosexual males, of course, you find that this was ironic, was that because they're heterosexual, totally heterosexual, statistics, surveys have showed that about 25% of heterosexual males don't have a problem. In other words, they're not affected. Is basically, if they just leave me alone, I ain't got no problem with men with men. Okay. That was, you would kind of think that heterosexual males would have been much lower than that. So, and then, so when it came to the women's view, when it came to the women and their view with men, it was 40% of women who did not have a problem. No, it didn't bother them. It was no effect to them with seeing another man with another man, whether they were heterosexual or some part of a gay community. So when it came down though with seeing with women, another woman with another woman, the only way the survey has to only be based with a heterosexual woman, because of course if they're anywhere in the gay lifestyle attachment, of course they don't mind. So the heterosexual women looking at women with other women, surprisingly, there was an astonishing of the heterosexual women looking at this. 65% that said that they didn't have a problem with other women being with other women as them being heterosexual. So yeah, when we begin to look at it, like you said, we do tend to treat it very unfairly. There's an unfair scale in how people look and attach things. Yeah, like you say, if men do it, they still kind of call them they're a whore or a homo.
No,
but they really
not really. No, because if a guy does it, then he gets big props up, from his homeboys.
Oh, he definitely gets all that.
He gets a big pat on the back.
Right.
But if a woman does it, it's like, oh no, girl, no, you didn't. It was that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then if a man does it, trust and believe he's broadcasting that.
Oh yeah, he's gonna broadcast it. He's gonna broadcast.
He's gonna broadcast that nice and loud.
Yeah.
But when woman does it, you don't hear about it. Mm-hmm. You hear about it in hushed tones. It's quieted. It's secreted. Like it's dirty. It's something that's wrong.
But you know what? She gonna get busted anyway.
I mean, that's not cool.
Yeah.
How she get busted anyway?
Because the men gonna go back and talk. Man, y'all know, if you need a boo or a maid.
No, it don't maid.
Hey man, I got somebody that I can hook you up, man. She gonna get busted.
But see, you proving my point right there. Mm-hmm. The guys is going to go back out there in the street and put that business out. Mm-hmm. A woman will not.
All right.
She will not. I don't know. Hey, Jay, I just thought about this. Could it be because she don't want nobody else calling her maintenance man? Look at her. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But dudes is like, yeah, she called me, I went over there, blase. Mm-hmm. Females, we don't do any of that. It's quiet.
Well, I now, make this men and make this women, do they sometimes have a cost factor for their services?
Well, that's back to the gigolo type of thing. I mean, in all honesty, Sister Soldier was on here. I know she would say something like along these lines. When women tend to have different types of relationships with different people. Mm-hmm. You got your financial benefactor. You got baby daddy. You got your maintenance man, and each one of them serve a specific purpose. You got your older man that's not going to ask you for nothing. You just pat him on the head here and there, and everything is all right. And then, you might have somebody that you really, quote unquote, care about, emotionally. But different women, different men for different needs, for different situations. Right. People that they can call on, and if you talk to, now I know that you've written books and you talk to many different women from all different, areas, all different philosophies, all different spectrums. It's a ringing truth through each one of those. If you talk to enough of them, they'll tell you, the majority of women, even though they may be in a relationship, quote unquote, a relationship, right, they may still have an outside man here, one or two, that's only there for a specific purpose. Right. They go-to person. Mm-hmm. If I need money, I can't get it from my man, I'm going to go to this man. He won't listen to me, I'm going to go to this man. They're there for a specific purpose. They're part of their lives for a specific purpose.
Right.
And maintenance man is one of those.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you just saying. All right.
I'm just saying.
Just saying. For a specific purpose. Mm-hmm. Well,
for a specific purpose.
Well, they do the women.
Like you said, get it in, get out.
Mm-hmm. But see, the problem comes in when sometimes people, when they make that move for hooking up or trying to get something fixed, as in a nice way of saying it, they confuse themselves with they confuse their motives with agendas, and
correct.
The motive was to try to get something fixed, but then at the same time they still have this agenda. And if you kind of listen to this and tell me if this makes sense, that it would be nice if they had somebody that was there in their life who could probably keep it fixed on a regular basis. Would that kind of sound about right?
Kind of, sorta. Uh-huh. But you gotta think about it like this too. If if you're bringing them in just for that specific purpose, more than likely they're lacking in other areas, or they have other areas that the female doesn't find necessarily appetizing. That's not as fulfilling. They're good at that one thing, and then there are other things that she may need that she can't get from him.
Right.
Because if that was the case, then he wouldn't have been the main man in the first place.
Well,
she'd been looking at him as more of like a boyfriend.
Well, I agree, because in a way, I really do agree that, because there are some men who will call a woman in, and I'm not putting down anybody, but so I could get this understanding clear, So
don't throw out that disclaimer.
Yeah, right. I have to put out there this disclaimer. And before I say the disclaimer, our show call-in number is 931-220-7063. If you have a voice, or if you have something you like to interject in this conversation, please call so we can hear what you have to say. All right, and we'll talk about it. But in this disclaimer, like I said, I'm not putting down anybody, but so that we can get a understanding, because this description has to be given to understand the following, what I have to say. When I use the word ghetto or trashy type character, okay? Now that doesn't mean that somebody can't live in the ghetto and not be a good person or not be a classy person. That does not stereotype it, but we do have that what we
ghetto.
Ghetto. Yes, GHETTO. Oh, yeah. Which does kind of give an image. So when I say, has that trashy, type character, there are many men, just because the woman might have a nice body, and so they and she's available for booty call, they'll get with that, but they would never take that person into their life as a girlfriend or in a relationship or anything like that. So you understand what I'm saying? It's kind of similar. It's what you were saying about the male. They may not have what it takes. So but there are many men. Yeah, they'll just get with the woman just for that fix. And that's all.
But what's crazy? It's like that made me think about something. If they don't introduce you to their family, especially the mother, if they only see you at night, you might be a maintenance man or a booty call.
Yeah.
They don't take you around to the family barbecue. Barely take you down the street to the store. You might be that maintenance man or that booty call.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And some people are in positions thinking they might be in a relationship. What you are is the thing of it is classifying the truth behind what kind of relationship you might be in. And some people are thinking that, hey, we're building on something, and the other person, you say it, there are signs, we always talk about, there are always signs. If they we can understand if the family is far away, but nowadays they have video chat, they have all kinds of ways you could hey, let's put them up online or on the cell phone and video chat, and you can meet my family that way. I mean, if they can't, if y'all not getting a chance to meet the family,
if they don't want you to be their Facebook friend,
right.
I especially like if they can only see you behind closed doors. They'll never take you nowhere.
Yeah, right. Not even to the movies.
Not even down the corner. Yeah. Down to the corner.
You can't even get a McDonald's.
Happy Meal.
Or they always ask you, you want me to bring you something? Never ask you, do you want me to go out? You want me to bring you something? And it's so.
I like that one.
But really, truthfully, on that one, it's so many people who don't really catch that one. Who really don't catch that one. Because I mean, really, that is really one of the games that's out there. It really is one of the chronic games that's out there. That pay attention, folk. If they ain't taking you nowhere out in the public, you're not meeting folk that they know. Y'all can't never. I mean, you ain't gotta go spend no money, but they won't take you out. You can't be seen with them.
Can't be seen with them.
All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Well, God gave you some intelligence. Well, I'm gonna say that for the end of the show. I ain't did no ignorant jokes in a long time.
But you know what? That gave me a show idea called Games People Play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think we need to do that with the games people play.
We're gonna do that one,
and
we're gonna bust it wide open.
Some folks.
Yeah, we're gonna bust it wide open, folks. Y'all better tune in. In fact, we've been busting a whole lot of things wide open in most of our shows. Mm-hmm. Y'all need to go back and pull up some archives. You might learn today.
I like that though.
What's that?
The games people play. Mm-hmm. It's some games out there.
Oh yeah, it's some games out there. And
but you know what gets me is don't nothing get old but clothes. Okay.
Yeah.
So the games that people running now, they've been running those same games, just a different time for years.
Yeah, and
you just got to know the signs.
You have to know the signs, and since you said that, we're gonna have that show before the release of my book because I do talk about a whole lot of those things in book number 1. There are 2 books. So you want to buy a house, so you want to get married, and so you want to be a real ball player, so you want to be a real lover. All right, coming out August 21st. That's my birthday, y'all. All right.
Everybody, that's Jay's birthday.
That's Jay's birthday. All right.
And it's a Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
man.
So y'all tune into that show. Y'all, you want to get educated, tune into the show. Yeah.
You and your professionalism.
Yeah, educated.
But is the maintenance man still relevant? Honest to goodness, he ain't gonna never go nowhere. He's never gonna go anywhere. There will always be a need somewhere for someone, for a maintenance man, or on the female side, a booty call.
Yeah,
the thing about it is that you have to determine for yourself. If you are a woman, let's flip it. If you're a woman and you're getting that phone call, he can't call you before, other than a man that works late. That's the exception to the rule. But if he got a 9 to 5 and he's giving you a call at 11, 12 o'clock at night, can I come over? You want to come over for a little bit? You know what that is. This is not a Mike Tyson type of incident where, and I don't condone rape in any way, shape, or form, but you know what it is. If a man call you at 11, 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, it's not for no cookies and milk. Well, in a way it is. But It's not for no conversation. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really check yourself and see if that's what you want. You have to check yourself and see if that's what you're willing to accept. Right. And then also accept the fact that once you make that decision, know that that's all it is. Mm-hmm. Don't go getting emotionally attacked, stalking the guy, cyber stalking the guy. That's it. It is what it is. And if you're an adult, then you've made an adult decision. Right. And that's really what it is. Don't get mad. Don't get upset if he doesn't call you back in the morning. If he doesn't take you out, don't get mad. Don't get upset. If you happen to ride by and see somebody else's car out there, right? You know, because it is what it is. Uh-huh. You knew that going in.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I agree with you because it's so many, and it is more women, but you know, men are just as guilty of what you just said. Also, but you know, statistically speaking, it is more women because women tend to become emotionally attached a lot easier than men. And one thing that many people fail at is the control of emotions being attached to sexual intercourse or sexual activity. Right. And many people, because if the sex is good, they begin to associate that if they can fulfill me sexually, and especially
what's that word?
If they can fulfill me sexually.
We're gonna teach Jay how to talk.
You know,
one day.
I'm gonna come hang around y'all DC dignified folk for a while. But anyway. Hey. But if they can be fulfilled sexually, especially if it's especially if it's beyond it being a status of considered good. In other words, like then you'll find that people tend to lose control of their emotions, and they will, rather than to call it what it is, it's a sex event. Mm-hmm. That does not mean that the person loves you, cares about you, right. and has all this attitude of associating, with you, like, it's a relationship, I'll say a couple relationship or a love affair, and we tend to sometimes mix that up. And even if those people that might be even in a couple supposedly love affair, even then, some people get that confused because the sex may be good, and that person, the other person, because of the sex, they will blindly overlook certain things that they really need to pay attention to. So there is that saying, sometimes sex can blind you, and that statement is really kind of true. And they'll put up with stuff, or put up with characters in people that they really don't really want to do, but because they get good in bed, it just seems like it just puts this blinder over folk. And many times I just don't understand. I mean, but it's true. It's just bottom line. It's true. And men are guilty of it too. Not as much as women, but they're guilty of it too. And you find folk, yeah, like you said, be stalking and getting crazy and stuff, and especially those that just a booty call make this man. Then and you all haven't even discussed anything about being in a couple relationship or a love affair, but you just gonna assume, because they hitting it good, that oh man, that I got to have this one.
And that's the whole point. You said the magic word right there. You said assume.
Mm-hmm.
Assume. We all know the little rhyme, ASSUME. Mm-hmm. I don't have to say it on air.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But you assume something. Mm-hmm. But you can't assume anything. And then like Jay, when you were talking about, they in the bed. Okay, when you in the bed with somebody, mm-hmm. and it's good, things will get said in the heat of the moment.
It will get said.
Whatever gets said in the heat of the moment, ladies and gentlemen, backtrack after everything cool down, mm-hmm. and confirm that conversation. Mm-hmm. Because I guarantee you, 99.9% of the time, did I say that? Well, what I meant was, I don't remember saying that. You need to have that conversation. Mm-hmm. Because things do get said.
Things get said.
And then your hearing is a little bit affected as well, because he may have said something and you may have heard it differently than how it came out of his mouth. Mm-hmm. So you need to cool down. Lady K talking. After it cool down, you need to have that revisited conversation. Mm-hmm. Because, like Jay said, sex will blind you. Mm-hmm. And not only will it blind you, it will deafen you. Mm-hmm. It will deafen you. And you just need to have that one-on-one for real conversation. Look at Jay. Jay be like, did I say that? and real quick, we'll get dressed and get going. So, and there's your sign. So, you have to be cognizant of what's going on and not get blinded or deafened or fooled by a false emotion, a false emotional attachment that's just not there.
I agree. And we had that show, Sweet Nothings or Straight from the Heart. Oh yeah, that we kind of talked about some of those things, and you hear a lot of sweet nothings when in the heat of the moment. Folk will tell you really in a minute how much they love you. All right, well. When the heat of the moment ain't going on, how much real love do you really see after that? All right. I'm just saying. Just saying. It's kind of like going back to that Valentine's Day thing. It's Valentine's Day the only time they could get you flowers and candy and a card and all that, and they got 364 other days. And they never do
you don't get nothing.
Nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
There's your sign.
I'm just saying there are always signs. I'm just saying. There are always
and that's
signs.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true.
And folk would be just tripping. Oh, my boyfriend just got me candy. Look at the flowers they got me. And after they come to 15th, well, I guess it'll be next February. I'll get some more. I love when Valentine's Day come around. That's when he showed me so much love.
But you know what? That whole thing made me think about an airline trip. Analogy. Mm-hmm. You know how you plan your airline trip. Let's say you're going from the East Coast to the West Coast, and we all inexpensive. So we're going to do that stopover. Mm-hmm. We're not going to do a direct flight because it costs too much.
Right.
So ladies and some gentlemen, don't be that stopover, because You're going to get on the plane, going to hit that stopover, stay there for a minute, and then move on to your permanent destination.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, if you want to stop over, believe you me, you are not his permanent destination. Don't be a man stopover. And some men, I hate to say it, don't be a woman stopover.
Mm-hmm.
You know, insist on being the final destination, but you're going to know that anyway up front.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a stopover or if it's going to be a direct flight.
I like that analogy. That's pretty good.
You like that one right there?
Yeah, I should have had that one in the book.
You can't have that one for your next book. You cannot have that one for your next book. Lady K might write a book.
Yeah, Lady K is working on a book.
She might write a book.
Well, woo woo.
Yeah, don't be that man stopover.
All right, that's good. Yeah, I encourage you to get your book out. All right. Yeah, because Lady K got some advice for y'all out there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's really amazing, you know, and I can't help but touch this one though. We touched on it in the previous show, Make This Man, you know, 1. But see, we do have some religious folk watching this show. And here's the thing, you know, when we bust it open, we gonna bust it all the truth wide open. I mean, we come at it raw. Right. I mean, we keep it real, we keep it 100. A lot there's a misconception to some people in society, and especially church folk, to think that people who are in church do not do not participate in that kind of activity of contact to maintenance men and maintenance women.
They're human.
Now, I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying the philosophy or the idea or the myth that because folk are in the church that they are, quote, so holier than thou that they don't participate, or nobody participates in the church arena, no matter what denomination, in activities such as our topic is about.
You know what's bad about it is when there are people who will talk about women, not much the men, which is odd, because it's like they get a pass. Even so much as in the Bible, with the story, the parable about the woman at the well. You know, even in the Bible, in the parable where the woman is caught in the act of adultery. And it says that she's caught in the act of adultery. Okay? That means that she was having sex, not married, with the man. Okay? They drug her before the council, not the man. He got a pass.
Oh, they didn't drug her just in front of the council. In a lot of these
instances, it never even mentioned him, other than she was caught in the act. Well, we knew she wasn't caught in the act by herself.
Yeah.
So you know, he got a pass. And the thing about it is that in a lot of time in churches, men get a pass for bad behavior, quote unquote bad behavior. They're just being a man. They need to better control their urges. But if it's a woman, it's looked more like she becomes labeled.
Jezebel.
You know, even what you say. You know, if she walks in the church with a man this week, because everybody watching, and a different man next week, what kind of life she living? You know, and it's not fair. It's not fair. It shouldn't matter. She's at church. You know, it shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
No, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. That nobody has the right to judge anybody else. When you do that, then you take on the role of God, and that is displeasing to Him. Only God can judge you for your wrongs and for your rights. Only God can judge you for that. You know, and when we put ourselves in the position of judge, jury, and executioner, because there are some women who have joined a church or started going to a church that, you know, led a particular lifestyle, and there are other women who were in the church, quote unquote, in the church, that made it their business to run them out of the church because they did not want that type of person in the church. That's wrong.
Right, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, you're precisely right. And we're gonna have a couple of religious shows. We try to kind of stay away from having just specific religious shows. But I think there is a need for us to do that because it is a type of relationship. You know, I mean, it's church member relationship. We talk about all kinds of relationships, and that is one type of relationship, spiritual relationships. But as you were saying right there, the seriousness of how people profile and criticize in the church arena, in a place where the first assumption is that this should not take place here at this place. This shouldn't. But you know, I'm gonna try to see if I can help somebody today, because I'm sure out of all our viewers, and no matter what the denomination, that if you've been to any denomination of any church anywhere, that there was somebody, at least somebody in that particular establishment that did not have a spiritual character, or did not show that type of spiritual expected love or attitude towards someone. So here's something that can help people and can, you know, help us as people to be able to go into an establishment with the right understanding, because we go into anything, just like we were just talking about to make this man and all that. If you go into anything with the wrong understanding, the wrong view, the wrong expectation, you're going to get it twisted. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get messed up. I mean, I mean, just anything. And one of the things the Bible said, do not be deceived, and do not deceive yourself. And you can't be, you know, first of all, you can't, if you deceive yourself, it's going to make it easy for anybody else to deceive you. So, you know, nobody can deceive you unless you deceive yourself in the first place. And that's by not telling yourself the truth. So the truth, when you go into a religious entity or religious establishment, is this. You know, as we always say this, you know, the church is like a hospital. So, if we use that analogy, and it really is, the church is like a hospital, and that statement is as true can be. But the thing of it is, we don't really understand the statement, and so if that's the analogy and the picture we're going to use, then let's look at that. Okay. The church is like a hospital. Okay, when you go into a hospital, many of us have been in a hospital for some reason or another. When you go in a hospital, do you see people who are healthy and well laying in the beds in the hospital? No, in the hospital there are sick folk trying to get well. I mean, come on. I mean, see, if you set your expectations and your outlook wrong, you're gonna get a twisted outcome. And so, if when you go into church, then what if it's like a hospital? In the church or religious establishment, there are sick folk trying to get well. You don't have well folk laying up in the hospital taking up bed space. All right?
That's right.
All right. So, and since sin is amongst us, and it will be amongst us until we die, because we will not be perfect. We say so, you know, I'm not perfect, but we always want to look at someone else being perfect. And I mean, we are so twisted in our thoughts. And like I said, if you keep your thoughts correct, and that's with everything, including when we're talking about the maintenance man, you keep your thoughts correct, then your outcome will be in line with your agenda. And your agenda, if you're going into churches and stuff, you know, if you keep your outlook and your thoughts correct and deal with the truth, okay, I go in expecting that there's gonna be folk that's gonna be twisted, ain't well. They sick. They trifling. They all this. They get with the maintenance man. They get with the maintenance woman. They you got players. A long time ago back.
Church players.
Yeah, the church player. Ain't no player like a church player.
Ain't no player like a church player.
So, and remember we had that show. Should we ask God to send a mate? If He does, how will we know who it is? And because a lot of people go to church to find them a mate, and they think that just because they're in the church, that they are good, that they're gonna find that's gonna be a great person for them. And
the cream of the crop.
The cream of that's why I need to go find me a good man. I need to go find me a good woman. It's at the church.
Find you a worm. Find you a worm in that apple.
Now, I'm not saying that you can't find, that there's no possibility to not find somebody in the church. But to use that as the format or the foundation as the foolproof way, you got to remember, everybody's different in character. And their character may not match up or be a mate with your character. And
that's right.
Y'all might be serving the same God, saying hallelujah at the same time, but then because of y'all characters clash, y'all fighting like cats and dogs. So we just have to learn to get our outlook and tell ourselves the truth, like you were saying, Lady K. When these men and women are going to get maintenance done, you gotta call it like it is. I'm just getting a fix. It might be good, but I'm gonna give it a fix, and they gonna go on their way. And I don't need to be trying to make nothing out of it. And like you said, and if they sitting up there saying, I love you, I'm gonna make you my wife. Oh Lord, nowadays it's some people, women accepting this and men saying this. I'm gonna make you my bee, and you know what that bee is. And what I can't understand why some women, not all, some women accept that.
But hold on, they think that's a compliment.
Yes.
No. If he call you anything other than your name, okay, sweetheart, baby, darling, it's cute. But if he call you on a regular, anything other than your name,
I'm gonna make you my bee.
No, sir.
In the heat of the moment.
That's not sexy. That's insanity.
Well, you know what? I need to do one of those sister soldier move. Now, all y'all out there, listen to me. Listen to me.
She'd have been like, oh, nah. It's sad, but it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah,
you know, God help us all. It's sad. It's sad, but it's true. You know, some people think that that's a compliment. They think that it's cool to be called that. They think that it's cool for a man to say whatever they want to say. Or even on the flip side, for a woman, you know, I've heard women being verbally abusive to men. Mm-hmm. Abuse is never okay. Whether you're a male, female, child, dog, animal, beast, whatever. Abuse is never okay. And once you accept that behavior from that person, it's just going to escalate and get worse.
Yeah, because it's
just going to escalate and get worse.
Yeah, you're right. It will. Because one of the things you tell the other person when you accept it is that you're saying to the other person, now, whether you caught it or not, but the other person receives it and understands that you're saying you're not worth much. You don't think you don't think that you are classified enough to not be called that. You really don't think much of yourself. So a person continues to do it.
You know, that makes me think of a funny story. When I was much younger, like 20-some years ago, I was driving in the car with a man, and we got into a conversation about my driving. Now I'm driving him; he's in my car, and he came out with a word he shouldn't have, and I politely pulled over and put him out of my car. So, and he had to walk. I didn't care, but I will not be disrespected. You know, even as a young woman, I didn't allow myself to be disrespected verbally. And I'm middle-aged now, and I still would not allow myself to be disrespected. And the thing about it is that once you draw that line, you have to stand on it. You can't draw that line and then erase it with your foot and draw another line. No, you have to be dedicated and committed to the line that you draw in your life and stand on it. Yeah, some people may walk away from you. You may have less people in your circle, but all honesty and in all honestly, that may be what's best for you because you don't want to pull a lot of dead weight. Right. What you want to do is have people in your life that add on to you that you don't have to pull. And the thing about it is that once you make that decision in your life, stand to it. You know, it may be tougher. You may see yourself going through things a lot tougher than other people do. But in the end, 20, 30 years down the road, you can look at your life and look at their life and see a difference. I look at my life now and I look at the life of some of my friends, you know, who we're the same age, and it's totally different. I'm totally happy. I'm content. I'm established. I'm good. And they look, first of all, they look 10, 15 years older than me from all the drama that they were drugged through. And their health is bad. And, you know, that person they was so gung-ho crazy about whatever. Most of them not even together anymore. So it's a life lesson that, you know, you have to walk this thing out. But back to the topic, you know, when it comes to a maintenance man, honestly, I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. So if that's your thing, if that's what you're doing, then do you. But remember that with every decision that you make, it's a positive and a negative. Don't get caught in the trap of mistaking that maintenance man type relationship for a committed relationship. Because it's not. It's totally what am I word I'm looking for? It's not stationary. It's not permanent. It's not a permanent relationship. It's something fulfilling a need right then, right there, that moment. That's it. That's all it is.
Right. And people need to make a decision. Is this what I really want? Because if you're not sure, you'll easily, I agree with you, you'll easily get confused. You'll get involved, the maintenance man, maintenance woman, you'll get involved, And because you're not sure and distinct within yourself, you'll easily fall trapped into, I use the one you use, Lady K. The lady's kicking it with the maintenance man. She goes out in public and sees the maintenance man all hugged up on another woman. Who's that? What you doing with her? And then there's going to be drama, because then she'll have she's going to get set down and busted, and made a fool of, because I'm sure the maintenance man gonna come correct on her, Hey, I mean, so folks, you don't have to have all this drama in your life. You just need to have some direction, and it's important to know what you want and then move into it. And I mean, really be sure about that. I mean, don't bluff yourself off. If you lie to yourself, I mean, I mean, like I always say, the biggest lie ever told is the lie you tell yourself. I mean, we always be talking about, I can't stand a lie. I can't stand a lie. Well, you might not can stand yourself. I mean, because the lie ever told is the lie you tell yourself. You have a hard time accepting the real truth about things. And until we can start being honest with ourselves, I mean, you stop hating the lie, because hey, I mean, you might be lying to yourself more than somebody else, because can't nobody hurt you unless you set yourself to be hurt.
But you know what? That takes me back to Maya Angelou, when she says, if somebody shows you, or if somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Believe them. He's showing you who he is and what you are to him. Believe that. Believe that. You just there to serve a purpose. Sex. That's it.
That's it.
A physical act.
That's it.
A physical act. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. There's a whole lot of things as we begin to come to the close. There's a whole lot of things we could say, because we, as I said again, we keep it real, we keep it truthful, and we keep it fair. All right. We're not a religious show. Don't get us confused. All right. Most of the cast of ministers and all that. We're not a religious show. But the only thing that can help us in life really is real truth. All right. And so what is real truth? I mean, bottom line, keeping it real. And a lot of times, I just have to tell like this: many times, there are many religious shows or religious conversations that don't really come raw and real. And they sweep some things under the carpet, and kind of be hush hush, and that's not really helping folk. And our show is here to help folk get direction, have some understanding in life. That's what this show is really all about. I mean, we have sometimes some real touchy subjects, and so. Being that we're not a religious show, we're not downing anybody as to whether or not you getting a maintenance man, or like many church folk or religious entities will say, fornicating. Okay. Did I say that correctly? Fornicating.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Please, yes.
Yes. But see, that's a decision that between you and what you say your relationship with God is. Nobody can dictate that. Nobody can control that. And as you said, Lady K, to be the judge and executioner, all right, nobody can do that but God. So that's between you and your God, and your religion and your faith and belief. But whatever you choose to do, anything we choose to do, one thing the Bible does tell us, that we do it wisely. And we do it with intelligence and do it with discernment. So, because one of the biggest things that we all have is a quest for peace, joy, love, and happiness. And that's going to be based on how you make your decisions and how you apply yourself in your decisions. So that's all I got to say about that. I mean, you got anything, Lady K?
All I have to say is that, you know, just be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Search your own heart, search your mind, and walk into it knowing what it is, like Jay said, what it is that you truly, truly want. If you strictly want a maintenance man type of relationship, that's fine. But if you are truly looking or expecting more than that, then you need to be honest and truthful with yourself and honestly not walk into that maintenance man type of relationship, because you're going to get hurt and you're going to get disappointed. That's all I have to say.
Yep. Well, folks, we enjoyed y'all watching us. Since nobody called in, I guess they just watched us. But we...
the blogs after the show.
Yeah, we'll be looking at the blog. But you all keep on tuning in, even checking out our archives at J Talks Today's Relationships.com. You know, each word ends with an S after J. J Talks Today's Relationships.com. You can pull up the archives of all our shows there, and we just appreciate it. We're also on Blog Talk. .com, which is an internet radio show, and y'all be looking for us. We're going FM, y'all. We are going FM. All right. FM. All right. Very excited about that. All right. Well, folks, that's all we got for you for today.
Oh, Jay, one more thing.
One more thing. Yeah.
One more thing. Y'all don't forget to go to our Facebook page and like our page.
Yes.
And have it come up in your news feed, and tell other people about the show, and share the word, share the knowledge, and just help us to blow up even bigger than what we are. We appreciate your viewership. We appreciate you.
All right. Well said.
Done.
Well said. All right, we out.
J Talk.